Everyone thinks Silicon Valley's most unique homes are in Palo Alto or Los Altos, but tucked into Sunnyvale is a little neighborhood almost nobody talks about. It's called the Bird Streets, where Eichler architecture meets streets named after peacocks, nightingales, and falcons. Most buyers overlook it, yet it's one of the most fascinating corners of the Bay. And once you know its story, you'll see why it's one of Silicon Valley's hidden gems. Let's take a look. Let's start with where the Bird Streets sit, because location is everything in Silicon Valley. The neighborhood, officially called Birdland, is tucked in northwest Sunnyvale. It's right between Dunford Way and Homestead Road, and it wraps around Rayner Park. Having a big park at the center of the neighborhood is a big win. In a place as crowded as Silicon Valley, that kind of green space is rare. And here's why this location matters so much. You're right in the heart of Silicon Valley's tech jobs. Apple's big campus is about 4 miles away, making it accessible for many people who bike there instead of driving. Google's headquarters is a short drive north in Mountain View. And if you go east, you'll hit Santa Clara, where more tech companies are based. For most buyers, that kind of central access is priceless. When we get to the part about job flexibility, you'll see why this location matters even more for people who change companies often. We hear it all the time when we talk with clients. The number one stress point in their lives is commuting. From the Bird Streets, many people will get to work in 10 to 15 minutes. That doesn't sound like much, but in the Bay Area, it's gold. Shaving an hour off your daily drive means more dinners with family, more time for hobbies, or simply less stress. And it's not only about the commute. The neighborhood itself is designed in a way that adds to its charm. The streets curve gently instead of running in straight lines. Large, mature trees line those streets, creating shade and a cozy, peaceful feel. Many buyers tell me the tree canopy is one of the first things they notice when they visit. It softens the whole neighborhood and makes it feel welcoming right away. There's another detail that makes the Bird Streets stand out. Unlike many newer developments, the utility lines are buried underground. That means when you look down the street, you don't see a bunch of power poles and wires. The view stays clean and uncluttered, which really highlights the architecture of the homes. When we get into the Eichler Homes in a moment, you will see how that clean look works perfectly with the mid-century modern designs. Now, let's talk about the bird names themselves, because they give the neighborhood its unique identity. Walk or drive through and you'll see streets like Peacock, Nightingale, Quail, Parrot. Each name ties into the same theme, which gives the whole area a sense of unity. It's not random, and that thoughtfulness shows. These names are a signal to locals that this is a special corner of Sunnyvale, and they're cute too. The way the neighborhood is laid out also makes it feel safer and more private. There are only a few ways in and out, so there's very little through traffic. That means the streets are quieter, and kids can play outside without constant cars rushing by. It also encourages neighbors to stop and chat. The slower pace of the streets turns them into a little community space where people can actually connect. When you add all of this up, the location near major jobs, the thoughtful street design, the trees, the park, you can see why the Bird Streets have stayed popular for so long. They're not flashy or loud, but they're practical, comfortable, and welcoming. And in Silicon Valley, that combination is rare. Here's where it gets even more interesting. The way this neighborhood was planned connects directly to the unique homes you'll find here. The architecture wasn't dropped here randomly. It works with the setting, and that's exactly what we'll dive into next when we talk about the Eichler Homes that give this neighborhood its character. Before we keep going, if you're trying to figure out which Silicon Valley neighborhoods fit your lifestyle, make sure you subscribe. I'll share the little details buyers usually miss, the ones that can make or break your move here. Think of it as your shortcut to living smarter in the Bay. Now, let's talk about what makes the Bird Streets stand out, the homes. Because it's not only the location or the bird names that make this place special. What gives this neighborhood its character is the large group of Eichler homes you'll find here. These houses are some of the most unique in all of Silicon Valley. Joseph Eichler wasn't just an architect. He was a developer with a big idea. After living in a Frank Lloyd Wright home, he wanted to build modern, stylish houses that regular families could afford. Sunnyvale became one of the first places where that idea turned into reality. These homes shape more than the look of the neighborhood. They also shape how the community interacts. We'll get to that soon. When people think of Eichlers, they usually picture Palo Alto. That city has the largest number of them, but Sunnyvale is actually where Eichler started. He built here starting in 1949, and the city has now around 1,100 of these homes. The bird streets are one of the best spots to see them up close. So, what is it that makes these homes so different? Walk into one and you'll notice it right away. Floor-to-ceiling windows, wide open floor plans, flat roofs, atriums in the middle of the house that fill the house with light. These were bold designs compared to the traditional ranch homes being built at the same time. Eichler believed homes should connect people to the outdoors. Instead of shutting the back door off, these homes opened directly into it. Walls of glass turn patios and yards into extra living space. You don't feel boxed in. You feel like the outdoors is part of your home. Even the way the homes face the street is unusual. From the front, most Eichlers look plain. Very few windows face the street. They look private and quiet. But step inside and the whole house opens to the backyard with huge glass walls. It's almost like a secret, calm on the outside, bright and open once you're inside. Another thing people love is the radiant heating in the floors. On a cold morning, the heat rises through the concrete slab and warms the whole house. This was high-tech at the time, and it is still one of the most comfortable ways to heat a home. Not every Eichler is exactly the same. Eichler worked with several architects, so you'll see some variety in the bird streets. Some homes have a center atrium. Others have long, low layouts with wide glass walls. But they all share the same focus on light, space, and connection to the outdoors. Many of the homes here have been updated over the years. Kitchens and bathrooms often get remodeled, and energy-efficient systems are added. The best updates keep the original style while making the house work better for today's life. Buyers who love design often look for this balance, a mid-century look with modern comfort. The neighborhood has also worked hard to protect the style of these homes. Sunnyvale even set up Eichler design guidelines so owners know how to renovate without losing the character. And many residents take real pride in keeping the mid-century look alive. That's one of the reasons why this neighborhood still feels so consistent decades later. For buyers, owning an Eichler isn't only about having a place to live. It's about being a part of California's history. These homes are considered mid-century icons, and they've influenced many of the features we now expect in modern houses, like open floor plans and lots of natural light. That's why design fans and families alike are drawn here. They want more than just a house. They want a piece of the story. And here's where it connects. Those homes sit on streets with names that make this neighborhood instantly recognizable. And while the homes themselves are amazing, the streets they sit on are just as memorable. The bird-themed names give this neighborhood its identity and make it even more distinctive. That's what we'll dive into next. Now, let's get into one of the quirkiest and most charming things about this neighborhood, the streets themselves. They're called the bird streets for a reason. Every single street here is named after a bird. You'll find peacock, nightingale, quail, parrot, falcon, nighthawk, and more. It's a small detail, but it's what gives this neighborhood an identity the moment you drive in. This naming pattern started in the 1960s when the neighborhood was first built. Back then, a lot of neighborhoods in Silicon Valley had random names or some plain numbers. Nothing tied them together. But in the bird streets, the theme was intentional. The developers wanted the area to feel connected, like it had a story. And that story is still alive today, every time you tell someone your address. The same sense of identity you see in the street names also shows up in how neighbors gather and celebrate. Think of how powerful that is. If someone says they live on Nightingale Avenue, locals immediately know the vibe of the area. They don't just picture a street, they picture a certain kind of home, a certain kind of neighborhood. The name itself has been shorthand for quality and character. In real estate, that kind of identity matters. What's cool is how the bird theme shows up in more subtle ways too. Some homeowners have added little bird designs to their house numbers or use bird details in their landscaping. Even community signs sometimes include nods to the bird theme. It might seem small, but all of these touches add up. Together, they give the whole neighborhood a personality that feels unique and memorable. The naming theme also makes the area easy to recognize and navigate. When you drive into the bird streets, it's obvious you're in the right place because every road fits the same theme. That consistency gives the neighborhood a sense of order. It's not like other places where the streets feel random or disconnected. Here, everything works together. And here is where it gets interesting. The bird names have become a part of people's personal stories. I've heard homeowners say things like, "We're a Peacock Avenue family," or they'll tell me about their kids learning fun facts about the bird their street is named after. The street name becomes a part of their identity. That's not something you see everywhere. It gives people a deeper emotional tie and connection to where they live. From a real estate perspective, themed neighborhoods like this often hold value better over time. Why? Because they're memorable. Buyers remember the bird streets. They recognize them as a place with character. And when demand stays strong, values hold steady. That's part of the reason this little pocket of Sunnyvale has stayed so desirable, even as the rest of Silicon Valley has gone through big changes. Now, here's something worth pointing out. The bird theme doesn't exist in the vacuum. It ties directly into the style of the homes themselves, the Eichlers. These mid-century modern homes fit perfectly with the creative feel of a neighborhood where even the street names stand out. The architecture and the naming work together, giving the bird streets a complete identity that's stronger than either one on its own. We're heading to lifestyle and community next, and you'll see how the theme and the design come together to create a neighborhood people don't want to leave. And one more thing. Neighborhoods like this attract a certain type of buyer. Not everyone is looking for square footage or price per square foot. Some buyers want character. They want a story. They want to feel like their home is part of something bigger, and the bird streets deliver that. The names, the architecture, and the community all combine to create a sense of place that feels special in a region where so many neighborhoods can feel the same. So yes, the bird names are fun and quirky, but they also serve a bigger purpose. They've helped build an identity that's lasted for decades. And in real estate, identity matters as much as location or price. Now, let's talk about what makes a neighborhood feel like home, the lifestyle and the community. Because at the end of the day, you're not buying 4 walls and a roof. You're buying into a way of life. And in the bird streets, that lifestyle feels different from many other parts of Silicon Valley. The first thing people notice is how peaceful it feels. The limited entry points keep traffic low, so the streets stay quiet. You don't hear cars rushing by all day. Instead, you'll often see kids riding bikes, neighbors walking dogs, or families stopping to chat out front. The neighborhood almost feels like an extension of people's living rooms. That slower pace creates natural opportunities for connection. Rainer Park, right in the middle of the neighborhood, is a huge part of the community. It's more than a green space. It's a gathering place. On weekends, you'll see families picnicking, kids on the playground, and people playing soccer or tennis. And here's the cool part. The same walkability that makes the park so central also plays a huge role when we look at daily commutes to major tech hubs. Hold on to that thought. Another thing that makes the Bird Streets lifestyle special is the mix of people who live here. You've got original homeowners who've been here for decades, right alongside newer buyers who are working in tech today. The Bird Streets also stand out because neighbors really know each other. That might sound simple, but in Silicon Valley it's not always the case. People here hold block parties, seasonal events, and even casual barbecues. These gatherings help everyone feel connected. For many families, it's reassuring to know their kids are growing up in a place where people look out for each other. It's not a neighborhood stuck in the past, but it's also not losing its roots. For families, the schools add another layer of appeal. Many homes in the bird streets feed into strong school districts, which is a big deal in the Silicon Valley. Parents love that they can walk their kids to local schools or to the park after school. That kind of convenience makes everyday life a lot easier. And if you remember back to our earlier talk on location, this connects directly to why the bird streets are so practical for families balancing work, school, and play. Now, let's zoom out a little bit. One of the things I always tell buyers is that lifestyle isn't limited to the homes or the people. It's also about daily convenience. In the bird streets, you've got shopping centers close by for your basics, groceries, pharmacies, coffee shops, and if you want more variety, Valley Fair and Santana Row are just minutes away. So you get that calm neighborhood feel without giving up easy access to the bigger retail and dining spots. And here's something that often surprises people. Despite being in the middle of one of the busiest tech regions in the world, the bird streets still manage to feel like a retreat. The mature trees, the quiet streets, and the consistent architecture give it a calm energy. A lot of buyers fall in love with that balance. Close to everything, but peaceful when you come home at the end of the day. So, what's the takeaway here? The bird streets lifestyle is about connection, balance, and identity. You've got neighbors who know each other. You've got events in a park that bring people together. And you've got a neighborhood that feels calm, but is still minutes from some of the biggest tech campuses in the world. That mix is hard to find in Silicon Valley. The community feel ties directly into why homes here hold their value so well. Buyers aren't only paying for square footage, they're paying for that sense of place. And when we talk about proximity to major tech hubs, which is coming up next, you'll see how lifestyle and location come together to create real staying power for this neighborhood. Let's talk about one of the biggest reasons people even move to Silicon Valley in the first place: the jobs. If you work in tech, or if someone in your household does, the location isn't about a nice commute. It's about saving time, saving energy, and honestly, saving your sanity. And this is where the bird streets really stand out. The neighborhood is in one of the best spots you can imagine for tech professionals. Apple's main campus in Cupertino is close enough that a lot of residents bike to work instead of driving. Think about that. Instead of sitting in traffic on 280 or the Lawrence Expressway, you're on your bike, getting some fresh air, and pulling into Apple's campus in minutes. That's something you can't get in most parts of the Silicon Valley. And it's not just Apple. Google's headquarters in Mountain View is just a short drive away, usually under 20 minutes. LinkedIn, Amazon, and a bunch of other major employers are scattered within the same radius. And if you work in Santa Clara, you're right next door. That means no matter which company you're with today, or which one you might switch to in a couple years, living in the bird streets keeps you covered. Now, remember how we talked about neighbors from all walks of life? This centrality is one reason the community feels so balanced, and we'll tie that together in the wrap-up. That's an important point, and it's one I bring up with almost every client. The average Silicon Valley professional changes jobs every few years. If you buy a house based on only your current job location, you might regret it later. But when you live in a central spot like the bird streets, you've got flexibility. Whether you're working at Apple this year, Google next year, or even a startup in downtown San Jose, you're always within a reasonable commute. And keep this in mind, that centrality ties directly to long-term property value. Another big advantage here is time. If you've ever sat in Bay Area traffic, you know how draining it can be. A 45-minute drive each way doesn't sound terrible at first, but that's an hour and a half every single day. Over a week, that's almost a full work day. Over a year, it adds up to weeks of your life. Living in the bird streets cuts that down dramatically. A 10 to 15-minute commute gives you your evenings back. You can cook dinner at home, take a walk, or spend more time with your family instead of staring at brake lights. And here's where it gets even better. With hybrid work becoming the new normal, being in a central location matters even more. Maybe you only go into the office 2 or 3 days a week now, but on those days you don't want to waste time in traffic. You want to get in, get your work done, and get back home. The bird streets make that possible while giving you the lifestyle and community we talked about earlier. Transportation infrastructure also makes this neighborhood practical. Lawrence Expressway is right there, connecting you to other parts of the valley quickly. Highways 280 and 101 are easy to reach. And if you want to head up to San Francisco or down to San Jose without driving, Caltrain is an option. That kind of access gives you choices, whether you're commuting to work, meeting friends across the bay, or even catching a flight. And don't forget, the Bird Streets location goes beyond helping with jobs. It also connects you to the lifestyle side of Silicon Valley. You're minutes from Cupertino, Mountain View, and Santa Clara, all of which have incredible restaurants, shopping, and cultural spots. That balance, work and play, weekdays and weekends, is exactly what makes this location so valuable. Now, here's the real takeaway. The Bird Streets are about more than nice homes with cool names. Their central position is a built-in advantage. It means less stress, more balance, and a neighborhood that stays in demand no matter how the job market shifts. And in Silicon Valley, where careers move fast and life is busy, that's one of the biggest advantages that you can buy. So, what makes the Bird Streets stand out? It's how everything comes together. The homes, the streets, the lifestyle, and the location. The Eichlers here are part of California history, with open layouts, glass walls, and that unforgettable indoor-outdoor style. They still feel modern today. Add in the Bird Street names, and you've got a neighborhood with identity. Say you live on Peacock or Nightingale, and people will know right away where that is. It gives the area pride and character. Then there's the lifestyle. Rayner Park is right in the middle, with fields, playgrounds, and open space. Neighbors gather there, and kids play outside on safe, quiet streets. Block parties and holiday events are common, and the mix of longtime residents with new tech families makes it feel welcoming. And the location, it's hard to beat. Apple's campus is nearby, Google is up the road, and Santa Clara is minutes away. No matter where you work, your commute stays manageable. In a place where people change jobs often, that's a big deal. Here's the bottom line. The Bird Streets are more than just another Sunnyvale neighborhood. They're homes with history, streets with character, a real community, and a location that makes life easier. If you want something special in Silicon Valley, this could be it. If the Bird Streets or anywhere in Silicon Valley feels like it could be your next chapter, we'd love to help you make that happen. Reach out to us at amanda@amandavang.com and let's start the conversation. This market is all about timing, and the right time to begin is now. And before you go, don't miss my next video. We're heading into Almaden Valley, and trust me, you'll want to see why this area deserves way more attention. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Until next time, bye.